Most people focus on goals. I think standards are far more important. See, I used to really focus on setting goals. I have, for so many times in my life, set 90-day goals, set 4-week goals, 12-week goals. I have always worked with trying to set goals, and it's never worked for me. See, I'd be motivated when I first started. I'd be in this heightened state of emotion and motivation when I'm setting the goals. And it was never going to last for the 90 days. It would never last for the 12 weeks. And I kept failing all the time. And then it would get to the Monday and I'd be super motivated to go at it again, and it would die. I started getting so frustrated. I wanted that change so badly, but I couldn't sustain it. I had created these goals that were so big, they were unobtainable for me because I just couldn't consistently do the things I needed to do. Recently, through the work I've done in therapy, I've started to understand that goals are really occasional. Goals are things that we put out there, but we never really reach them. And if we do reach them, very rarely do we sustain it afterwards. We'll get to that goal weight. We'll run the half marathon in that time. And then there's no carry on from that, and we slip back. So even if we reach the goals, we never stay at that level. What I've learned recently are having a set of daily standards is so much more important. See, goals are what we want, but standards are what you accept of yourself daily. And for me, what I now focus on is not the outcome, not the output, which are the goals. I focus on the input. So the examples that I'd use for myself, I have a set of daily standards that I will stick to. And I'm realistic with it. I know that there are going to be days where life gets in the way. I know there's going to be days where I don't feel like doing it. So I've made sure that these goals are something that I can obtain even on those days. So an example I would use is that I will exercise every day. For me, that means that exercise can be a 10-minute walk. So if I've got a day where I'm really, really busy and it's my day off of doing my workouts or running, if I do a 10-minute walk, I can tick that box. I've got a set amount of protein to eat each day. So that means that I can still go out for a meal. I could have a McDonald's because I will still hit the protein. But what it allows me to do is be more flexible, as opposed to when we set goals, we seem to have these really rigid ideas of what we're going to do. See, it's just about raising your standards little by little, not creating these big far-fetched ideas that maybe you can stick to for 90 days, but there's a good chance you won't, and then you'll beat yourself up because you feel like you've got to start again. If you can just raise your standards ever so slightly and create a set of daily standards that are acceptable for you, there is no doubt that you will make changes. The biggest change in my life has been setting myself some daily standards that I stick to every day. And every night I can get home and I can tick the boxes, knowing that I've reached my daily standards, knowing that no matter what happens in my life, no matter how hard the day gets, I've got a set of daily standards for myself that I know I can stick to. And if I do that, the natural progression is the outcomes externally will happen. So instead of focusing on the outcome, focus on the input and really, really zone in on just changing your daily standards little by little. They don't have to be major changes. Change the input and watch what happens to the output.